The year was 1469, a time when the world was vastly different from what we know today. In the heart of the Indian subcontinent, in a region known as Punjab, a significant event was about to unfold. A child named Nanak was born in a small village in Punjab. This village, surrounded by lush fields and flowing rivers, was a place of simplicity and tradition. Little did anyone know that this child would grow up to change the course of history. From a young age, Nanak's curiosity was evident. His questions about faith and God were unusual for a child. He pondered deeply about the nature of existence, the universe, and the divine. His family and friends often found him lost in thought, contemplating the mysteries of life. Unlike others who followed rituals without question, Nanak sought a deeper understanding. He saw beyond the surface of religious practices and rituals. He perceived a universal truth that transcended the boundaries of established religions. His meditative nature and profound insights set him apart from his peers. As he grew older, Nanak began to share his thoughts and beliefs with others. He preached equality and unity, challenging the deeply entrenched caste system that divided society. His message was revolutionary, advocating for a world where all individuals were seen as equal, regardless of their social status or background. People listened. They were drawn to his message of love and devotion. His words resonated with those who longed for a more just and compassionate world. Followers from various walks of life began to gather around him, eager to hear his teachings and embrace his vision of a harmonious society. Over time, Nanak's influence grew, and he became known as Guru Nanak, the founder of Sikhism. His teachings laid the foundation for a new faith that emphasized the oneness of God and the brotherhood of humanity. He traveled far and wide, spreading his message and gaining followers who were inspired by his wisdom and compassion. Guru Nanak's teachings resonated with Hindus and Muslims alike. In a time of religious strife and division, his message of unity and mutual respect was a beacon of hope. He encouraged people to look beyond their differences and recognize the common humanity that bound them together. He believed in one God. He emphasized honest living and service to humanity. Guru Nanak taught that true devotion was not just about prayer and worship, but also about living a life of integrity, helping others, and working hard. His teachings inspired his followers to lead lives of purpose and compassion. His words became the foundation of a new faith. The teachings of Guru Nanak were compiled into sacred scriptures that would guide generations to come. These texts captured his profound insights and served as a source of spiritual wisdom for his followers, a faith that valued courage, compassion, and justice. Sikhism, as it came to be known, was built on the principles of bravery in the face of adversity, kindness towards all beings, and a relentless pursuit of justice. These values became the cornerstone of the Sikh community, a faith that would face many trials in the centuries to come. Despite the challenges and persecutions that lay ahead, the followers of Guru Nanak remained steadfast in their beliefs. Their resilience and unwavering faith ensured that the teachings of Guru Nanak would endure, inspiring countless individuals across the world. For generations, Hindus and Sikhs in Punjab lived together. They shared a common language. They celebrated festivals together. Marriages between the communities were common. Theirs was a tapestry woven with threads of mutual respect and understanding. The teachings of Guru Nanak promoted harmony. He saw the divine spark in every human being. His successors, the 9 gurus, continued his legacy. They built a community based on equality and brotherhood. Their message resonated with the people. It strengthened the bonds between Hindus and Sikhs. The Mughal Empire cast a long shadow over India. With it came a change in the religious landscape. The reign of Emperor Akbar brought relative peace. He respected all faiths, but his successors were less tolerant. The Sikh community faced increasing pressure. The 5th Sikh guru, Guru Arjan Dev, was a beacon of hope during these troubled times. He compiled the Adi Granth, the sacred scripture of Sikhism. His unwavering faith was seen as a threat by the Mughal rulers. He was arrested and executed. His martyrdom marked a turning point. The British arrived in India under the guise of trade. They were shrewd and opportunistic. They exploited the existing religious and cultural differences. They implemented policies that created divisions. Their strategy was simple: divide and rule. The British introduced separate electorates for Hindus and Sikhs. This fueled suspicion and mistrust between the communities. The flames of discord, once mere embers, began to grow. The British watched from the sidelines, their goals being achieved. Their legacy would be one of division and sorrow. 1947, India gained independence, but it came at a heavy price: partition. The country was divided along religious lines. Punjab, the land of 5 rivers and the heartland of Sikhism, was torn apart. Hindus, Muslims, and Sikhs were caught in the crossfire. Millions were displaced. Violence erupted. The horrors of those times are etched in the collective memory of Hindus and Sikhs. Friends and neighbors turned into enemies. Trust was shattered. The wounds of partition ran deep. They continue to cast a shadow on the present. Section 6. The Call for Khalistan. The 1980s witnessed the rise of the Khalistan movement. Sikhs, feeling marginalized and seeking greater autonomy, demanded a separate Sikh state. Tensions escalated. The Golden Temple in Amritsar, the holiest shrine of Sikhism, became the epicenter of the movement. In 1984, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi ordered Operation Blue Star. The Indian Army stormed the Golden Temple to flush out militants. The operation resulted in significant casualties and damage to the shrine. It deeply wounded the Sikh psyche. The assassination of Indira Gandhi by her Sikh bodyguards further inflamed the situation. Anti-Sikh riots erupted across India. Section 7. Whispers of Betrayal. Harpreet, a young Sikh man, watched in horror as his city burned. The once vibrant streets, filled with laughter and the aroma of street food, were now engulfed in chaos and flames. The air was thick with smoke and the cries of the innocent echoed through the night. Harpreet's heart ached as he saw the destruction of the place he called home. The anti-Sikh riots had reached his doorstep. The violence that had seemed distant was now a brutal reality. Harpreet could hardly believe that the neighbors he had known all his life were capable of such hatred. The streets he had walked every day were now unrecognizable, marred by the scars of violence and betrayal. He had always believed in the idea of a united India, a land where people of different faiths and backgrounds could live together in harmony. This belief was instilled in him by his parents, who had lived through the partition and had always emphasized the importance of unity and peace. But now, that belief was being tested in the most horrific way. But the flames engulfing his childhood friend, Rajesh's shop, shattered his faith. The shop, which had been a symbol of their friendship and shared dreams, was now reduced to ashes. Harpreet felt a deep sense of loss, not just for the shop, but for the bond that it represented. Rajesh, a Hindu, had grown up with Harpreet. They had shared countless memories, from playing cricket in the streets to celebrating festivals together. Their friendship had been a beacon of hope in a world often divided by religion and politics. They shared a bond unbreakable, they thought. They had always believed that their friendship could withstand any challenge. But now, as the flames consumed Rajesh's shop, Harpreet couldn't help but wonder if their bond was as strong as they had believed. But the mob outside Rajesh's shop saw only his religion. They didn't see the man who had been a friend to all, who had always been there to lend a helping hand. They saw only a Hindu, and in their eyes, that was enough to justify their actions. Harpreet heard whispers, rumors of betrayal. People spoke in hushed tones, casting suspicious glances. The air was thick with tension, and Harpreet felt a growing unease. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Had someone they both knew, incited the mob? The thought gnawed at him. He couldn't believe that anyone from their close-knit community could be capable of such treachery, but the evidence was hard to ignore. The mob had been too organized, too deliberate in their actions. A seed of doubt was sown. It took root in Harpreet's mind, growing with each passing day. He found himself questioning everything he had once believed in. The trust he had in his friends, his neighbors, even his own beliefs, was now tainted by suspicion. It would grow into a tree of suspicion, its roots spreading through their friendship. The bond that had once been their strength was now their greatest vulnerability. Harpreet knew that if they didn't find the truth, the whispers of betrayal would destroy everything they had built together. Section 8. Shadows of the Past. Years later, Harpreet's granddaughter Simran stumbled upon a diary. It belonged to her late grandfather. It spoke of Rajesh, the riots, and a hidden truth. Determined to unravel the mystery, Simran reached out to Rajesh's grandson, Arjun. Together, they embarked on a journey into the past. Their quest for answers led them down a dangerous path. They uncovered secrets long buried. They faced threats from those who wanted the truth to remain hidden. The shadows of the past stretched into the present. Section 9. Towards a Shared Future. Simran and Arjun's journey forced them to confront the complexities of history. They delved deep into the annals of time, uncovering stories that had long been buried and forgotten. Each discovery was a revelation, shedding light on the intricate tapestry of events that had shaped their present. They pored over ancient manuscripts, listened to the tales of elders, and walked through the remnants of once thriving civilizations. The weight of the past was heavy, but it was a burden they were willing to bear for the sake of understanding. They learned how external forces had manipulated differences, leading to conflict. The colonial powers, with their divide-and-rule policies, had sown seeds of discord that would take generations to heal. They saw how communities that once lived in harmony were torn apart by the machinations of those who sought to control and dominate. The scars of these manipulations were still visible, etched into the very fabric of society. They realized that the past could not be changed. The events that had transpired were set in stone, immutable and unchangeable. But this realization did not bring despair. Instead, it brought a sense of clarity and purpose. They understood that while they could not alter the past, they had the power to influence the present and shape the future. The lessons of history were not just tales of woe but also of resilience and hope. But the present and the future were theirs to shape. They saw the potential for a new dawn, a fresh start where the mistakes of the past could be lessons for a better tomorrow. They envisioned communities coming together, united by a shared vision of peace and prosperity. They believed in the power of collective action, where every small effort contributed to a larger goal of harmony and understanding. Their story is a reminder that the path to healing is long and arduous. It is a journey fraught with challenges and obstacles, but it is also one filled with moments of joy and triumph. The road to reconciliation is not a straight path but a winding journey that requires patience, perseverance, and unwavering faith in the goodness of humanity. It requires empathy, understanding, and a commitment to dialogue. True healing can only occur when we are willing to listen to each other's stories, to understand the pain and suffering of others, and to extend a hand of friendship and solidarity. It is through open and honest conversations that we can bridge the divides that separate us and find common ground. Only by acknowledging the pain of the past can we build a future free from prejudice and violence. It is essential to remember and honor the memories of those who suffered, to recognize the injustices that were committed, and to vow never to let history repeat itself. This acknowledgement is the first step towards healing and reconciliation, a future where Hindus and Sikhs in India can once again live together in harmony. They dream of a time when the bonds of brotherhood and sisterhood are stronger than the forces that seek to divide. A future where diversity is celebrated, and differences are seen as strengths rather than weaknesses. This vision of a shared future is not just a dream but a possibility that can be realized through collective effort and unwavering commitment to peace and unity.